What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video. And today we finally have the last team that I have not yet rebuilt. Some people have told me I haven't rebuilt the Rams, but I did a 3-episode rebuild of the Rams with some gameplay in there as well. So I did technically do the Rams, and we are going to get to every team again. But if you have any suggestions for videos or ideas or rebuild challenges, if you will, before we start rebuilding every team again, but in the opposite style. So for somebody that have done a realistic style, for others fantasy style, let me know in the comment section below if you have any other ideas that's not just, hey, you did this one with a fantasy, do realistic. That's already going to happen. You're not telling me anything. But yeah, Bills, this is a fantasy style today. I thought about doing a realistic for this team, but we're just going to see what things are looking like closer to the draft, so I might get a better idea about who to take in the draft. But yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. I'm aware the Bills don't need a rebuild. They're a very good team, but they do have a lot of pieces that need upgrading and need developing. So we're going to do that over the course of 3 to 5 years here today. Maybe 6 if I'm feeling frisky, but I doubt it. So let's talk about this Bills team. And they very casually have one of the best receiving cores in the league with the addition of Stefon Diggs. Of course, traded him for a first-round pick, and now that first-round pick was used to get Justin Jefferson. But I think any sane person would still take Stefon Diggs very easily over Justin Jefferson at this point in time. Diggs is one of the best route runners in the NFL, has solid hands, will drop the ball on occasion, but overall, route running is the best part of his game, and he gets open, you know, almost as well as anyone in the league. John Brown, I think for non-Bills fans, will think this isn't a great player, but John Brown makes this entire offense click in real life. He opens up the rest of the field for receivers to make plays. John Brown is such a good player and is really, really influential and impactful in this Bills offense, even if he's not putting up the numbers. Dable, the offensive coordinator, knows how to scheme John Brown in order to get other players open around him. One of the best slot receivers in football, and Cole Beasley having a great year. Not a guy we can really work with for the future, but for right now, Cole Beasley's fine. I'm probably not going to go willy-nilly trading some of these guys, but I don't know. Beasley's 31 years old. He's not going to develop anymore. How many years does he have left? 3 years remaining. I'm not really pressed to trade him this year, but maybe next year. John Brown might be in a similar situation. He's 30. That magic age of regression in Madden is 28 years old. 2 years remaining on his contract. John Brown might have to get traded. And with these rebuilds, these fantasy-style rebuilds, we are going to gut the team a little bit to set them up better for the future. But that does mean probably not going to be amazing right now. Isaiah McKenzie in there. And look at this guy. Gabriel Davis, rookie out of UCF. Really, really solid player. I'd like to be able to develop him, but let's be honest. 72 overall, normal development. Probably not someone that's going to be a big-time player for us at any point in this. That's just the reality. In the backfield, gotta love Devin Singletary. TJ Yeldon behind Zach Moss. I'll probably play over Yeldon. And then Josh Allen. Like, I've taken a lot of flack for what I've said about Josh Allen over the years, if you will. But here's where we stand. Josh Allen was very bad as a passer his rookie year. Was not great as a passer in year number 2. But developed as a runner. And that is valuable at the quarterback position. And then this year, things have changed. Josh Allen has played to an elite level. He's had his ups and downs, some bad games, some amazing games. But overall, Josh Allen has been fantastic. He can be bad previously with being great now. So that's where we are in him. Great potential for the future. He's playing great. Super fun to watch. Always has been. But now that he's actually developing as a passer, it really makes his offense dynamic. Across the offensive line, Deion Dawkins is okay. Don't love Brian Winters. Mitch Moore should be fine. John Feliciano is okay. I like Darrell Williams. Where is Cody Ford? I mean, he's not even in one of these top positions. We'll probably look to replace John Feliciano with Cody Ford at some point, maybe. I think that could probably happen. Dawson Knox is a beast. One of the most underrated tight ends in the league, probably. Had a great rookie year and is now getting more and more snaps. Really solid player. Tyler Kroft, Lee Smith in there as well. On the defensive side of the ball, everyone thought that this would be the strength of the team this year. Hasn't necessarily gone that way. Tre'Davious White is one of the best corners in football, but outside of him, yikes. There isn't a whole lot. They're in kind of a tough position with that because they've got a lot of corners that are going to be leaving the team very shortly. I love that upgrade for speed. Like, Teron Johnson, for example, is not really a boundary starter. I don't think he has that in him. And then Levi Wallace, I think he's a decent player. He was a really fun story at Alabama. Undrafted somehow and has been decent in the league, but I'm probably not going to look to bring him back. Josh Norman is just straight up not good anymore. He was great for the Panthers, and then had a decent year or two with Washington football team, formerly known as something else. But he's not good anymore. I'm going to try and trade him. If anyone wants him, they can have him for whatever. I don't care. Like, literally anything. And then on the defensive line, I think AJ Epineza is going to be hard to develop, but second-round pick for them. That was their actual first pick in this past draft. Mario Addison is just so old. 32 years old. He doesn't really offer a whole lot. Don't want him. Ed Oliver, beast. Isn't quite developing at an amazing level in real life, but he's already a pretty good player. Was a pretty good player coming in. So I'd love to develop him into being a star. Vernon Butler, Harrison Phillips. Got Jerry Hughes, been a great player for a long time, but is also 32 years old. I'm going to have to trade Jerry Hughes. I'm going to have to at some point. He's so old. Do I want to just let him walk or get value for him while I still can? It's an interesting debate. Linebacking core. Love this linebacking core. I think Matt Milano is a really good player. Tremaine Edmunds has a ton of potential. He's still like 16 years old, and he's 6'5", 250. Yeah. I mean, 22, I get that, but he was drafted as an actual teenager. That's not hyperbole. He was actually 19 years old when he got drafted, and he's built like a freak. 6'5", 250 with great speed, great range mobility. AJ Klein's actually even played well, so props to him. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde in the secondary at the 2 safety spots. I like them a lot, and Micah Hyde with Superstar Dev is fantastic. Where do we even upgrade him? Probably just continue to boost zone there. But yeah, I like this team a lot for the future. I think the Bills fans think I hate them, but I don't. Just some of you are vocal and annoying, but I'm sure you guys wouldn't have it any other way. One of the best returners in football as well, and Andre Roberts. So there is that. But yeah, I think I've got to make some trades just to benefit this team for the future. And again, fantasy style, there's not a huge emphasis on realism. I'm trying to shed a little bit of cap, no cap, in order to get a better team for the future. And John Brown, as good of a player as I think he is, probably going to have to go. And we're giving the Jets some offensive playmaker. That's not plural. They're getting Tyler Kroft and also John Brown, first-round pick for them. It was just, it's an age thing and a salary cap thing for John Brown. Also in simulation, 3 receivers really aren't used too much, so the value just wasn't there for me. And then Lee Smith, I want to get rid of his contract too. It's just not very good. Tyaseki, if anyone wants him. There's Cody Ford. I'd rather play him than either Brian Winters or John Feliciano. I'll see whose contract is expiring, and I might make a move based on that. But otherwise, I think we're in a pretty decent spot. So EJ Gaines, Tyaseki has a contract expiring. Levi Wallace, Brian Winters, ooh, Darrell Williams as well, and John Feliciano. So I can just really take my pick there. Trent Murphy, I have to get rid of this contract. Absolutely have to. Matt Milano's going to get re-signed. But I pretty much know everyone I want to get rid of. It's going to be Josh Norman, Trent Murphy, John Feliciano, maybe Brian Winters. I'm going to gut the team a little bit. But again, the goal is to set us up for the future, and I'm willing to make sacrifices. Also, Reed Ferguson and Lee Smith, tell me that's just not the same person with different lighting. You can't fool me. That is so stupid. Lee Smith and Tyaseki for Deontay Johnson. I would say that's a pretty good John Brown replacement. Yeah, I mean, the Madden trade system is terrible. We all know that. But that is a fantastic pickup for me. Fits the scheme. Going to get more XP. Also, we're going to play him in the slot. He's probably going to dominate. We have Stephon Diggs. Deontay Johnson actually could end up being amazing, and we just got him for actual dirt. I can't even remember the players we traded. That's how bad it was. No, it was a Tyaseki and a Lee Smith Like, are you kidding me? Like, I know that's a big, and first of all, I didn't expect that to go through, but I know that's a big, like, exploitation of the trade system right there. Some of these contracts are terrible. Vernon Butler, Star Lotulelei, these are so bad. Quentin Jefferson, where are you getting all this money from to just throw it at random players? Like, Lotulelei, I understand to an extent. Vernon Butler, I guess, was a first-round pick, if you want to say that's a thing, but oh, these guys have value? Jerry Hughes, I love him. You know, longtime great Bills player. Drafted by the Colts a long time ago, which I don't think anyone remembers. But he's got to go. He's 32. He's going to want this team to be great, whether he's on it or not. That's probably not true. But it's going to happen. Do the Dolphins want to give me 2 first-round picks for this bunch of guys? Not quite. But if I take out that, we're going to get Jerry Hughes, Brian Winters for a first-round pick from Miami. We're going to go balls to the walls with this rebuild. I can already tell it's going to be wild. Tyler Matakevich. Why are you getting paid that much? I mean, like, actually, AJ Klein at $6 million. In the NFL, that's not too bad in real life. But in Madden, I'm so out on these contracts. It is ridiculous. Okay, getting a pretty good defensive tackle on the team. Trent Murphy, Josh Norman, and a first-round pick are headed back to Atlanta in exchange for Grady Jarrett. Got a really good player next to my guy, Ed Oliver. And we just need some edge rushers now. It's like, oh, what about, oh, I don't know, Jerry Hughes. Nice, 32. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, just please excuse me while I gut the team. It has to happen. Levi Wallace, Vernon Butler, and Star Lotulelei for a first-round pick from the G-Men. Yeah, we're doing really well so far. It's hard not to. No way Taiwan Jones getting paid that much. Good special teams player, but not much else. I don't know what else to move. And then Mario Addison and Quentin Jefferson for a first from Minnesota. Yeah, I went super crazy. Really did. Not much else to say about it. I gutted the team a little bit, but I think we managed to keep our best players still on the team, which is exactly what you want to do, is Cody Ford's going to step in and play. Why is he not showing up? I'm so confused. Where is Cody Ford? Like, I get that he's injured in real life. I swear I turned off pre-existing injury, but I guess not, because he's not showing up. I mean, I guess I forgot to turn it off. I mean, I do that every single rebuild video. Just forgot this time. So this is the team for season 1. I really don't think it got much worse at all. Like, a little bit maybe. But I don't know. I mean, it's close. Like, we upgraded defensive tackle a lot. We got rid of some older edge rushers. Like, Jerry Hughes is a bit of a loss, but he was going to be completely trashed to me by next season. Like, 78 overall and 33 years old. So this is what I'm setting up. Deontay Johnson is going to play in the slot over Cole Beasley, just because I want to develop Deontay Johnson. Tre'Davious White, I guess, can play the nickel. And why would AJ Epineza not be a rush end here? That makes no sense. Gonna manually change that, I guess. 3 and 5 at the midseason mark. Might end up having to change the playbooks per usual, but Matt Milano is someone we absolutely need to re-sign long-term. No bones about it. Really good player. And we can always move him to inside linebacker. Of course, I'm going to pay him like an outside linebacker. There's no real way around that. So he's going to make $10 million per year. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Corey Bojorquez, I'd like to sign him for less money, but I'll end up just actually signing him in free agency. Darrell Williams would be good for, yeah, 2 years. That's about all I would do for him. I thought he was going to be really good. He was great in Carolina. Hasn't been amazing in Buffalo. I think he's a decent player, though. And then John Feliciano. Okay. Just looking at him. See, some guys in my comments, I see you guys say, oh, bad face scan. He's not face scan. That's the thing. Like, EA just can't drag the guys into a chair and make them get their face scanned. They can only do the guys who want to. But that looks more like not John Feliciano. I don't even want him now. We actually did manage to sneak into the playoffs at 8-8. Won the division, no less. 18th best offense. Josh Allen was... I mean, these aren't terrible numbers, don't get me wrong, but they're unexceptional. Like, they're good. They're certainly good, but in relation to the rest of the NFL this year, not amazing. Under 60% completion percentage, 31 touchdowns, 10 picks, 4,000 yards. It's decent. Rushing, Devin Singletary over 4 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns, 700 yards. Receiving, Stephon Diggs at over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Deontay Johnson at 832 yards, 7 touchdowns, 700 plus yards for Dawson Knox. And Cole Beasley. I am certainly changing the playbook. I don't like what Buffalo's doing at all. As Tremaine Edmunds has 118 tackles, 9 for loss, 5 sacks. Grady Jarrett, though, 17 tackles for loss. Quarterback sacks, 10.5 from Jarrett, 9.5 for Ed Oliver. Tremaine Edmunds had 5. Matt Milano had 5. Daryl Johnson Jr. and A.J. Epineza didn't do a whole lot off the edge, as Tre'Davious White had 6 interceptions. Hold on just a minute. As a safety for Trayvon Young. Do we actually have a decent defensive playbook here with the Bills? I don't think I knew that before. Where are we ranked? Show me points allowed. Not that good, honestly, but a lot of sacks. But I need what the Browns have, man. They had 55 sacks and 20 interceptions. The Browns are just so good in sim. Their playbooks are amazing. They had the most points per game and the fewest points allowed. How do you not go Browns playbooks every time? Well, I do sometimes, and it doesn't work still for me. Josh Allen finishes at 8th for MVP. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Deshaun Watson. Josh Allen at 4. Defensive Player of the Year is Myles Garrett. No Bills. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Justin Herbert. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Logan Wilson. A.J. Epineza at 10. I need to see Josh Allen's rushing numbers. Are they good? Not really. That's so peculiar. I need to figure out some playbook stuff. I just might go Cleveland as we lose in the wild card to the Colts 20-17 as we start the offseason. But we are set up. We're going to have a lot of money. We have a lot of picks. Let's do a lot of damage. So I will say it's nice to do a rebuild where I really don't have to worry about quarterback. Good young QB with a really good development trait. Just have to worry about putting pieces around him. And again, I'm not going to give Corey Bojorquez some great contract. I'm going to wait until free agency and then get him for nothing. We don't have a lot of money right now. We will next year, as I think I'm probably going to stay away from most free agents, just maybe grab a different punter or bring Corey Bojorquez back. 7-year deal, not even worry about it. Boom, good to go. 69 points, nice. We're going to get Bojorquez. I'm not signing anybody else. I'm going to focus on the draft, as Bojorquez, I would bet anything, signs with us. Deshaun Phillips is back. Corey Bojorquez signs with us. Skipping 5th-year options. We're going to the draft. And Cody Ford should be back to play this year. So he'll be a guard for us. There he is. We need a new right guard. Tackle's fine for right now, but I might draft one. Cole Beasley's down to an 82. I probably should have traded him last year, but I wanted to try and make a playoff run, and I thought that he might have been helpful for that. Nope. Defensively, A.J. Klein went up to star. Grady Jarrett went up to Superstar X Factor. I think Matt Milano stays at star. Tremaine Edmunds stays at star, I believe. So what we need to do now is think about upgrading the defense. It's going to be off-the-ball linebacker to replace A.J. Klein, who is down to a 68 after getting star dev anyway. He regressed so heavily. And then an edge rusher. A.J. Epineza is not really suited off the edge on this team. I just don't think he has the athletic profile that warrants that. So we need maybe 2 true edge rushers and then a cornerback potentially, depending on the class. And then offensively, I might take a receiver. And we can't have a long snapper playing right guard. I'm aware of that. So that's also something I'm going to think about. But it's time for the NFL draft. We have a lot of picks. I know some people are going to find it cheesy. We pick a number 1 overall. But we're just trying to make this team as good as possible, and this is a way to do that. And, of course, when I actually have a QB, look at the quarterbacks available to take. I mean, there are 2 early first-round QBs. And, of course, we don't need any of them. Man, the offensive line class is super disappointing. Cordell McGill out of Rutgers, A- finesse moves. I'm interested. Do we just change up everything, go 3-4 storm, and just get a bunch of finesse, speed rush, pass rushers out here? Tempting. I'm in kind of a tough spot here. I don't think I would ever actually use the #1 overall pick at this spot, but I think I'm going to. I'm going to take Shaq Forrest. Not even his name. Shaquille Forsett out of Wisconsin. It was the right move. 77 overall, star better development. Sure, he's ranked at #3. We took him at #1. He's got 78 power moves to go with 81 finesse moves, 83 speed. Block shedding's high. This guy is a monster. If he is the 3rd best player in the class, I want to see the top 2. Oh my goodness. The Jags at #2 go with a quarterback, Walt Hopkins, 76 overall. And then the Broncos take George Holcomb, a center out of Wisconsin. I am super tempted picking at #4 here to go with Cordell McGill, who also looks amazing, and really build out this 3-4 storm with the finesse pass rushers. I got to try it. 78 overall, #1 in the class. Only normal development, unfortunately, but 88 speed, 82 finesse moves. I think we can all agree that the other player is better. I don't know how Cordell McGill is ranked higher and has a higher overall, because the other pass rusher looks, in my opinion, way better overall. But Cordell McGill, I mean, #1 player in the class, really can't get too mad about that. And then Lance Sharpton, I'm tempted to take him as well, because we would need to play him at outside linebacker. And we just build an amazing speed rush group of pass rushers. We can move and slide one guy to the inside. Is anyone expensive? Not expensive. Is anyone heavy here? Forrest is 272. Okay, so he could be a rush D tackle. Do I actually just take straight defensive ends here? I'm going to. I know this is so crazy. Lance Sharpton, welcome to the team. #5 in the class, took me #6. Only normal development, 87 speed with 80 finesse moves, though. I really think we're building something amazing for the future. Did it in a very unorthodox way, and these guys are going to be super expensive for the future because I actually took picks here, which I almost never do. But I think it was worth it. And I'm definitely trading down from 11. Trading #11 overall, Harrison Phillips, we just don't need. And a 3rd round pick next year for a 2nd round pick this year, #38. And a 1st rounder next year from the Dolphins. This is the craziest I've gotten in a rebuild, probably. Just like going so far away from the scope of realism, it's ridiculous. But hey, last team to rebuild, I might as well go all out. Billy Adams is here. We're going to take him out of Notre Dame. Tight end, 74 overall. Will be a solid backup to Dawson Knox at the very least. Good speed, catching, amazing acceleration, decent catch in traffic. I will start Knox because of his development trait, but Billy Adams will certainly be a great backup. I think that's who I would have taken right there, Keontae Foster. I think he just went. Yeah, it was definitely the player I wanted. So that's not great. But if there's any decent offensive lineman, it's going to be Matt Kelly probably. Late 2nd rounder is just not what I want. But I think he's the best here by a mile. Let's go with a Matt Kelly. 69 overall. Nice. Little bit of a reach, but we knew that going in. Not much of a run blocker, but he should get the job done. And yeah, I think some people are going to be mad. I just took 3 defensive ends inside the top 10. I have a vision. Okay? I have a vision. As I'll take one more pick. Lucas Webb out of Michigan. Also a 69 overall. Also nice. Also normal development. Also can't run block. He looks a little bit better, though. Probably going to look to start him instead of the left guard we just took. So I think we actually did really, really well in the draft. And now AJ Klein just completely doesn't matter. We're going straight up 3-4 storm. We've seen it be so successful in rebuilds recently. So I don't know why I would go away from it. I'm going 3-4 storm Giants. Trying out Cleveland playbook on offense. I don't do that very often, but I think I'm going to try it. Shaq Forrest. I mean, I guess we don't need him to be a rush D tackle because we do have Ed Oliver. So I guess he's fine to stay at right end. McGill at left end. I mean, we're going to have just guys flying around, which you'd love to see. Cordell McGill, 255. I just want to play the lightest guy who's the fastest at outside linebacker. I think that will be Cordell McGill. Actually, you know what I should do is look to see who is the best, like, playing off the ball in case they have to. So that involves going to ratings and checking out coverage. So we have 58, 59 for man and zone. Really not too bad for a defensive end. Like, he's almost built to play outside linebacker. And then Sharpton we'll check out as well. I'm so comfortable going to ratings here because usually I'd be scared to in case I accidentally skipped over trait by accidentally. And he's actually a little bit better in coverage. But these guys have normal, so it's not like I'm potentially going to be spoiling the development trait, because we already know it is not good. And also, I don't know why I'm looking at either of those guys. They both need to play right outside linebacker, or play outside linebacker. They both need to. I don't know why I didn't think about that. And the reason for that is because Ed Oliver needs to play left end. Now, he and Grady Jarrett don't explicitly fit the speed rush meta we're rocking with, but Matt Milano moves to inside linebacker, and suddenly we're starting to look really, really good on defense. And I think that this defense is going to put up insane sack numbers in the future. Maybe not so much just his first year, but after this, whew, we might be looking great. I got to move Cole Beasley, right? Final year of his deal. Actually, might have 2 years left, but he's just regressing so greatly. If I can trade him for a younger receiver who maybe is a little bit worse, I would do that in a heartbeat. Okay, trading Cole Beasley and a first-round pick, our first-round pick, for the Jets' first-round pick. That's just betting on the Jets being worse than we are, which I don't think is crazy to think. This is a really solid team. I really decided to go defense first and just stack the defense, and I think that's going to pay dividends for us in the future. I'd rather have Gabriel Davis actually progressing than Cole Beasley regressing. I think it makes a lot more sense, and it's not like the third receiver is going to play a ton anyway. Why would Ed Oliver be a rush end? Is that Ed Oliver? I think I said Oliver. I don't know. And then force it at D tackle. I feel like that's strange. But also, it could be so amazing. So I'm going to keep it how it is. I think that's going to be a good move. I mean, we'll see. We can always change things up later. We need a cornerback upgrade pretty badly. I know that for certain. And I am going to try Cleveland playbook. No. I'm going to go Tennessee. Listen, we know we're going to see numbers in Tennessee playbook. Has to happen. I'll see you at the midseason mark. I'm expecting pretty good things. This team might not be a real powerhouse in year one. Well, I guess year two of this new team. But down the line, 2 years from now, wow. Look out, NFL. Especially if we can get some dev traits on our rookie outside linebackers. Oh, we're going to be killing it. We're 1-6 right now. So really doing about as poorly as you can imagine. But as I said, 2 years down the line, watch out. Defensively, oh man. It's a good thing I took Shaq Forsett at #1 overall because he has superstar X factor. I'm going to give him power rusher to get 80+ power moves. Just so he has a nice little combination. Ooh, 81? Yeah, this was the pick. This was the pick. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. So, we love to see that. Superstar X Factor. Kind of rare we get a Superstar X Factor draft pick nowadays. But I'm super happy with that. I mean, why are we 1-6 out here? Is it the defense? Is it the offense? The offense is terrible. And the defense is actually pretty good. So, I guess we need a big offensive change, huh? Not really getting a ton of pressure from our front seven, though, which I don't love to see. Josh Allen's going to be a free agent. He's going to command a monster deal. 25-year-old superstar QB. He wants $30 million a year. I mean, what choice do I have? Got to give it to him. Don't really have a choice. Micah Hyde, would like to see him back as well. 4-year deal is a little bit too much, but I think that's going to be fine. And then Tremaine Edmunds is the last big one. Need Tremaine Edmunds. 5-year deal, easy. And he is back. Teron Johnson, I think, is good to have as well. So we will keep... He wants more salary? They always do. They always do. We got our big guys back. And it doesn't look like this is going to be a playoff team, so... I don't even know. That's very odd. We made the playoffs. What in the world? What a second half of the year. I've never seen anything like this. We got shut out by the Browns. Just kept losing and losing and losing. And then won every game for the rest of the season except for a 5-point loss to the Dolphins. You will never see a crazier second half. I mean, how? We started off 1-7. Finished with a pretty good offense. So that went from 0 to hero. And then our defense was about middle of the pack as well. Josh Allen, very similar year to last year, except for the yards go up by about 250, a little bit more than that. Completion percentage goes up. Rushing, Devin Singletary was a little bit worse, but did have 12 touchdowns. Receiving, Deontay Johnson, better of one receiver of the year, with 114 catches for 1,500 yards and 13 touchdowns. I think once he gets superstar dev, Stephon Diggs can go into the slot instead of Deontay Johnson. Can I not speak right now? Dawson Knox, great year. Gabriel Davis, solid as a third option at receiver. Matt Milano was pretty good. And we got decent numbers. McGill with 6.5 sacks as a rookie, not amazing. Shaq Forsett, 6 sacks. Tremaine Edmunds, 6 sacks. 5.5 for Grady Jarrett, 5 for Ed Oliver. The rest of the defense just played really well as a team, though, even if no individual player went off, as Patrick Mahomes was MVP. Josh Allen at 6. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen at 3. Defensive Player of the Year is Myles Garrett, as he is every year. Tremaine Edmunds at 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Walt Hopkins at quarterback. No Bills. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Cordell McGill. Shaq Forsett at 3. Lance Sharpton at 7. And somehow this ended up being a playoff team. I barely believe it myself. But we fought hard. We got in a really good position, and here we are. Can we beat the Browns in the wild card? They went 12-4, had a great year. And they crushed us again, 21-0. Time for the offseason. Great. So Teron Johnson, he can't be regressing. I was about to say, I'm like, what the? And can we not afford him? Play for a new team next year? I know it's going to seem crazy. We don't have money to go after anyone in free agency, so I am going to franchise tag Teron Johnson for a ridiculous amount of money just so we can keep him on the team. And then we're going to have a good draft and then fill some of these holes. We're going to have money next year. As there it is, Deontay Johnson up to superstar dev. It's exactly what we want to see. I'm going to give him a slot. I need short and medium route running to go up on him just to become a more complete player. So we got that. And yeah, I mean, Stephon Diggs going to take over. He should be amazing. And then defensively, show me some big upgrades. So McGill goes up to star as he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Love to see that. I think I'm just going to keep going speed rusher, right? Let's not be crazy. Let's just go speed rusher. And I have to stick in 3-4 storm for this rebuild because I've already committed to it. I took 3 top 10 picks designed around this entire scheme. But he's up to 89 finesse moves. Like, Shaq Forsett should be a monster. I just have to arrange the team differently. And I think Ed Oliver has to be a rush D tackle. And Forsett has to come off the edge. I think that needs to happen. Lance Sharpton out here is still normal, unfortunately. But he'll go up eventually. Maybe not in development trait, but in overall. Jordan Poyer's regressing. Micah Hyde is regressing a little bit. But not a whole ton. I thought I just simulated the draft by accident. I was about to cry. We pick at number 5 overall. And number 14. Addison Meeks. Don't need a quarterback, and of course, we have great QBs. Every time I don't need a QB, they pop up in the draft. Every time I do need one, it's the worst class you've probably ever seen. Eric Parks could be a great backup running back. 4th round power rusher here, who's an early first-round talent. I mean, it's a no-brainer in probably round 2. I was going to consider Quincy Brown at number 5. I'm not going to take a running back. It's not an amazing class at the top of the board, and you guys know what that means. It's trade down time. Now at number 14 after a trade down, we got number 25. I think it's going to be better for us just because we are, what are we? We're not going to have to pay the guys quite as much. But on my draft board, it's only guys that are 2nd round and beyond. Do I really want to take him right here? I mean, even this tackle, he didn't look too bad. Late 1st round guy. Am I really going to take that at 14? Probably not. Another trade down, number 14. a 5th and a 6th for number 30 next year projected from the Texans, and a 2nd rounder next year from them as well. Although I never see the Texans really do all that well in simulation, so I'm hoping they don't, and that pick has a lot of value. But I would much rather take a player here at number 25 because it just is going to be cheaper. We are struggling for money right now. Eric Parks I'm considering. Looks like a pretty good player. Thurston I want. Rayshon Goodwill isn't amazing, but he's a speed rush D tackle that would fit. Josh James, mid-first round guy in the 3rd. Do I just go with the running back here? Let's take a backup running back. Eric Parks out of Oak State. Looks really good, really well-rounded. Number 3 in the draft. Unfortunately, only normal development to go along with his 78 overall, but is really, really well-rounded and has 93 change of direction. Now in the 2nd round, what is here? Just Javier Thurston. That's fine. We're going to take him. 76 overall, number 6 in the class, and has star or better development. He's actually got 76 finesse moves as well. His archetype's power rusher, but it's also speed rusher. And he's got 85 speed, 88 acceleration, 86 strength, great block shed, finesse moves. We somehow grabbed another great finesse moves pass rusher. I don't believe it. Still don't really have much in the way of cornerbacks, but our D-line is going to be amazing. Last pick is going to be Dontrell Bonds. Okay, another star, better development player, number 21 in the class, took him at 118. He's a 72 overall, doesn't offer any type of pass rush, but is decent depth. So I don't even know how to set up this team at this point. We just have so many great pass rushers on this team. I mean, Thurston, I think, almost has to get time. But where? But where? It's a good question. I'm not really sure. He's a really good player. I think he has to be a D tackle. With that block shed, finesse moves, I think he'd be amazing at that position. But then what happens to Ed Oliver? What happens to all these guys? I don't know. Hook 'em horns, by the way. It's a good question. I'm not really sure what to do with these guys. And it's a good problem to have because we have so much talent, we don't know what to do with it. But also, I have to figure this out. I mean, you know what it has to be? I almost think that Forsett should move to outside linebacker to play over Sharpton, who only has normal development, and then we play the other guy at right end. What are his coverage ratings? Because that's going to tell me a lot about whether we can do that or not. I'm hoping for high 50s. 36 and 52. He's going to stay on the line. Oh, man. I don't know. I guess we just have great depth right now. Ed Oliver just makes no sense to me at rush end. I have to change that. I let the CPU do what they wanted to do last time. Not this time. It's not happening. Okay, so I've decided to try a little bit of a gamble here and say that because they're only rush players, we really need to only worry about getting after the QB. So Ed Oliver just is not going to be a rush end or a rush D tackle. We're going to focus on the guys with really high pass rush moves. So Lance Sharpton, Cordell McGill off the edge, Grady Jarrett, Shaq Forsett up the middle, Thurston backing up. Hopefully these guys are able to put a tremendous amount of pressure on the quarterback. And then we still have Grady Jarrett and Ed Oliver playing quite a lot. Well, of course, Grady Jarrett, but Ed Oliver playing quite a lot. I never traded AJ Klein. The one thing I am risking it, though, is I'm risking Ed Oliver losing his star development, which I don't love. But hey, it is what it is. Once we know what development trait Thurston has, I think we can either, fit him in more or less. But for right now, I'm just not sure. So we just kind of have to... I'm going to try this out, see what we can do in terms of rush with getting after the QB. And is there anything else I need to do? Oh, yeah. Slot receiver. Let's throw Stephon Diggs out there. Mid-season mark. We are 5-3, but also 3rd in the division. Grady Jarrett is a free agent. Do I want to be crazy? So is Ed Oliver. So is Deontay Johnson. So is Devin Singletary, Jordan Poyer, Mitch Morse, Teron Johnson, Dawson Knox, Cody Ford, Darrell Williams. So many starters. Like, I don't want to be so crazy, but also... do we need Grady Jarrett? Is it worth paying him? Like, I think yes, but also, I don't know. Is he getting after the QB? Let's see. Forsett has 4.5 sacks, 3 for Milano. I mean, our sack numbers for 1 or 2 guys are okay. Our defense is good, but no individual player is really doing that crazily. And I went with 3-4 Storm in order to rack up the sacks. We have 20 sacks. It's 3rd in the league. Like, I'm really not complaining. But also, like, from an individual basis, the numbers are not amazing. So Cody Ford wants more money, but I did bring back Dawson Knox, Mitch Morse, Devin Singletary, Deontay Johnson. Ed Oliver and Grady Jarrett are just in a weird position with me where we'd have to pay Ed Oliver so much money, but he's also so young and so deserving. But it's just like, it comes down to scheme fit at that point. I'm going to pay Grady Jarrett. He wants more money. I'm going to pay Ed Oliver probably too. Just too good and too young not to. But we'll see how they end up playing. If I have to change my system, is that the best move? I just don't know. I don't know. Because let me just think about it. If we went 4-3, could I really play any of these guys off the ball? Like, I mean, he's not even that bad. Like, 64 zone isn't amazing. 72 run stopper. Like, I think one of these guys could play off the ball in a 3-4 as long as they're not, or in a 4-3 as long as they're not asked to do a ton. I don't know. How would the team look in a 4-3? Forsett, edge. Oliver, D-tackle. Jarrett, D-tackle. Thurston, I don't know yet, but probably edge. Like, I think that makes the most sense. But would he start? Because McGill would need to move down. I wish I knew Thurston's dev trait. I guess it's good that Grady Jarrett has not re-signed yet. It'd be a big player to lose, don't get me wrong. But also, it just might be smarter for our money to let him go. I don't know. This is one of the toughest decisions I've been faced with in a rebuild in a while. As we'll simulate to the playoffs. Should be a playoff team. Yep, went 10-6. 3rd in the division, though. 3 double-digit win teams. 12th best offense. Where's the defense? 2nd. It's tough to change that up. It's tough to change that. Josh Allen was fairly good overall. A little bit too many interceptions, though, if you ask me. Devin Singletary was not great at all. Receiving, Stephon Diggs over 1,000 yards. Trey Quinn was in the slot, so the CPU made some changes as Trey Quinn's getting a lot of targets. It's frustrating. 12 touchdowns for him. 7 for Dawson Knox. Deontay Johnson seems like barely even played in relation because Trey Quinn is just balling out. Quarterback sacks, we got 8.5 for Jarrett, 8 for Shaq Forsett, 6.5 for Tremaine Edmunds, 5.5 for Ed Oliver, 5 for Lance Sharpton. Cordell McGill's not really doing much. Man, why are our middle linebackers rushing so frequently? I don't know. Tremaine Edmunds, 3 picks, 3 for Matt Milano, 2 for Poyer, 2 for Tre'Davious White. Yearly awards, Baker Mayfield with the Jets wins MVP. Josh Allen at 6. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen at 9. Defensive Player of the Year, CJ Mosley. Tremaine Edmunds at 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Addison Meeks. We get Eric Parks at 4. Backup running back. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is John Newman. Javier Thurston at 7. We still don't really know his development trait, so I don't know what to do with him yet. See if we can get past the Chargers in the wild card. No, 24-14. I mean, we're going to find out that dev trait now. Any upgrades on offense, though? No. Mitch Morse actually went down to normal. Great. And then defensively, Javier Thurston has superstar. Doesn't this complicate things? I mean, our defense was just so good. I guess there's not really a reason to change anything. And if I lost Grady Jarrett, that'd be a pretty big loss. Maybe I just set it up like this. Ed Oliver at rush left end just doesn't make sense to me at all. I might move him to rush right end and have Forsett play over there. But you know what? I'm just going to keep Grady Jarrett and keep things as they were. Why mess with a good thing? Our defense is so good right now. Grady Jarrett is 30, but shouldn't be regressing because he has superstar X Factor for another year. So, yeah, big contract for Grady Jarrett. Welcome back. Jordan Poyer's down to an 81 overall. Got to go. Teron Johnson is probably going to want a little bit too much money. We don't have the money to keep him. Cody Ford, probably not going to have the money. Wants to play for a new team. Yeah, we'll let him. We'll rebuild the O-line at some point. Probably now. We're just paying Josh Allen so much, and it's crippling the rest of our team until 2027. So that's not great. Where's all this money going? Where have I spent it? It's got to be some of these top picks, right? Deion Dawkins is getting paid so much. Micah Hyde getting paid so much. I think that Lance Sharpton is just probably not a player we re-sign because of positional depth. I cannot afford to do anything in free agency right now. So once again, headed to another draft, and we'll try to make a difference that way. We have the #1 overall pick. Okay, this is good. We can work with this. Dude, the O-line prospects are so bad. There have got to be some decent centers in here, but the CPU did not scout them at all, so I have no idea. Trading #1 for #3, #35, and a first rounder next year from the Broncos. Probably going to trade those picks down as well. Okay, you're going to have to use your imagination on this one because it's a classic glitch. You trade for a pick, it's not showing. The top pick is #3 overall. I'm also trading a first rounder next year, a 6th rounder this year for #7, #39, and a first rounder next year. So a lot of trades happening, a lot of action. I should be using some of those picks to acquire offensive linemen because the offensive linemen in this class were so bad. But yeah, I mean, you know me. We're going to navigate the board pretty frequently, and I want to take probably 2 cornerbacks here. The middle linebacker is tempting. Like, really, really, really good player. But I think I have to go corners. Mike Ward is tempting because he's a scheme fit. Or at least I think he was. We're going to go Bobby Klein, though. Just looks to be slightly better, in my opinion. Early first-round corner. They're both going to be good. Might end up with both of them anyway. He's a 75 overall, #9 in the class. Took him at #7, but he has star or better development. The other corner is actually rated more highly in the class since he's #9, and they're both early first-round picks. He will be at least 8 or lower. Still might be a 75 overall. But getting the star or better development is so huge. That is massive. The Giants finally take a linebacker. And Tyquan Frazier was a 75 overall. As I'm going to try and make a move with the Steelers so they don't grab the cornerback that I want. So let's try and make a move up. Easy trade here. #21, #53, and a 7th round pick for #12 from the Steelers. And of course, I am going to take that corner here. Just makes the most sense for me to do so. Really good player. And he is a 77 overall, #3 in the class. He doesn't look amazing for a 77 overall. Like, his man and zone coverage are pretty bad. What is carrying his overall so high? He's a higher overall than the other cornerback, but looks worse. Weird. Top of the 2nd round now. These picks are about to turn into offensive linemen. We do need a safety. Greg Greer could be a good option. In fact, that's what I'm going to do here. Greg Greer, 73 overall, only normal development. A little bit unfortunate there. Actually doesn't look too bad. Good speed, good zone coverage, good tackling, pursuit, hit power. Block shed's a bit low. But let's use some of these picks to get O-linemen now. Kind of has to happen. We need a guard and a tackle. AKA 2 guards and move 1 to tackle. One of the easiest players to trade for is Zach Martin. He's so good. He's going to play tackle for us. I don't know if this is going to do it. Yeah, we're going to need to add maybe a 5th. We'll get it done. Yeah, a 2, a 4, and a 5 for Zach Martin, a.k.a. my future right tackle. And then if I can trade a 2 and a 3, it might not even have to be that much. For a good guard, we are set. 3rd round pick gets me Michael Onwenu. So guard is set. And then at #7 in the 2nd round, I am going to take a wide receiver. Last player on my draft board, John Stover, 73 overall. Normal dev. Ranked #18. Took him at #39. This is our little Cole Beasley type. And he'll probably, if we were to play him, which we're not going to, probably would be in the 80s within 3 seasons very easily, but not going to do it. So 88 overall offense and defense. I wonder how that'll change once I move Zach Martin to right tackle. Doesn't look like it changed the team overall, but I'm cool with it. We got a solid group of guys. And who is this? Oh, the cornerback. I'm about to say, I'm like, what's going on here? Do I just play him as safety? He's man-oriented. I'm going to try him at strong safety. Our offense actually did jump up by 1. From an 88 to an 89. This is the team. Looks like a very good team. And we got Klein at free safety. I just thought it made more sense. We have 2 solid cornerbacks. I'm fine with having a third one who's a little bit weaker. If we have a better starter down the line, Tre'Davious White will play the nickel. This is how I'm setting up the D-line. McGill, Forsett as our rush ends. Lance Sharpton, I don't really know what to do with him. I don't know what to do with Ed Oliver. Like, he's got 91 power moves, or 92 power moves, but that doesn't really seem to play in simulation the way you think it might. I'm still figuring out simulation the way I think all of us are at this point. Like, what attributes actually even matter? Not enough, as we will simulate to the midseason mark. 5-2 at that point. 90 overall, 91 offense, and 89 defense. We should have money to bring back Stephon Diggs, I think, pretty easily. Bobby Klein, what is your dev trait? Good, sir. Superstar development. Nice. Got to get his zone coverage up. Because you play safety, you got to be able to make some plays in zone coverage. I think that's pretty basic. And +3 awareness. Fantastic. CPU can handle the rest. Man, we actually do not have the money for Stephon Diggs. He's super expensive. So what I'm going to do is I can't even offer on Onwenu because I already offered on Stephon Diggs. He didn't take it. I didn't lose money that he didn't take yet. We'll figure that out at the end of the season. We're going to simulate to the Super Bowl. Well, not to the Super Bowl, to the playoffs. Hopefully to the Super Bowl at some point. No way. 11-5 and playing in the wild card. Mike Ward could actually go up in development trade here. That could actually happen. Hold the Jets to less than 200 passing yards. It's probably going to be like 209, and I'm going to lose. Mike Ward could have 1 interception, a forced fumble, a tackle for loss, or a sack, and go up to star dev. That would be very, very good. Let's go ahead and check out the stats for the season. We won the division. 13th best offense. Josh Allen seems like he played pretty damn well. Defense was 6th. Allen, 41, almost 4,200 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 8 picks. Rushing, Devin Singletary, best year of his career, over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. He averaged 4.5 per carry. Look at Josh Allen. 69 carries. Nice. Receiving, Stephon Diggs, 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns. Deontay Johnson was awesome. Dawson Knox was really good. Gabriel Davis was okay. You'll take that. Defensively, Tremaine Edmunds, very good year. And the sacks are starting to pile up. Shaq Forsett, 18 tackles for loss. And then Cordell McGill, 12.5 sacks. Ed Oliver, 11.5. Forsett had 6.5. Sharpton, 6. Grady Jarrett, only 3.5. How many snaps did he play? Was Ed Oliver just that amazing? 575 downs and had 11.5 sacks? I mean, we were getting after it. We were playing really well. Mike Ward, 4 picks. Hey, I love it. What's the name of my safety? Bobby Klein, he had 1. Yearly awards, Lamar Jackson wins MVP. Josh Allen at 4. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen at 3. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. No Bills. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Russell Conley. No Bills. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Brian Rhodes. Mike Ward at 2. Bobby Klein at 3. Greg Greer at 6. Can we beat the Jets in the wild card? Yes. 35-21. That probably means that they threw for over 200 yards, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. Where are we here? Passing yards, 247. Did Mike Ward actually make a play, though? Baker threw no interceptions and was sacked. Defensively, tackles for loss, none. We had 0 tackles for loss. How is that possible? How is that possible? Maybe a forced fumble in there? Tremaine Edmunds, recovered by Tremaine Edmunds. Yeah, so I'll tell you right now, Mike Ward did not go up in development trait. No way, no how. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Here's the Texans, who I said never do well in simulation, and they're in the divisional. They'll probably beat us. Oh, no, we crush them. 48-14. Bobby Klein goes up into the 80s. He should get a trait as well for doing that. And then we're playing in Orchard Park against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think we have a pretty good chance to win this game. The Chiefs went 9-7. Really solid team, though. Get some training boost active in there. And we'll probably jump into this one. See how it goes. What are the Chiefs rated? 86, so they're not bad. Didn't think they would be, but we should be better. Snow is coming down strong here. And we'll see if this Bills team plays with their home field advantage. Game's going to be tied at 3 after 1 quarter. Man, not a whole lot of offense going on. 6-3 Chiefs. We cannot score. We're down 9-3. Finally answer with a touchdown. It's the 4th quarter. We have the football and the lead, though. We got a tight end with a, what is that, a Polish name? Sikowski? That's a tough name. I think I probably said that. I think I said it correctly. Josh Allen on the run. Finds Adams. We just got to chew clock here. That has to be the name of the game. 2nd and 3 run. Devin Singletary. I'll take an easy first down in there. Spin move was not helpful. But also, I'm not really trying to break away for a score. I know that seems crazy. We are trying to end the game right here, right now. And I think just like little short passes and good runs, staying in bounds are the way to do that. Stephon Diggs getting open. A touchdown would be nice. But we want to take some time off the clock, first and foremost, as he continues to pass. We're staring at 3rd and 4. And they are doing a safety blitz here, which means I think we probably have a touchdown. I didn't see it until it was too late, but we got it anyway. Allen threads the needle. Touchdown to Adams. That should be the dagger. All right, so let's see if we can stop Mahomes. They've got a tough task ahead of them. They need 8 points in a very short amount of time. It is Patrick Mahomes, though. He's had a very, 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 very bad game. He's 106 passing yards. This defense is too much for him. He's finally found his kryptonite. Maybe not. It's 4th and 1. They're going to run the ball. We got a shed. He broke the tackle, but there's a flag. It's coming back. It's got to be a hold. Oh, okay. Give him 4th and 9. Certainly. I thought he said defense, by the way. That's why my reaction was so strange. But 4th and 9. We shed so quickly, but we need to play well in coverage. It's lobbed up, and it's intercepted by Bobby Klein. That should do it. What is that throw, Mahomes? The rookie comes up with a huge play, the biggest of his career, and I'm sure that should do it. That is the game. The Buffalo Bills are headed to the Super Bowl, and I know what every Bills fan is thinking. Hey, remember when we lost 4 Super Bowls in a row? And if you weren't thinking that, hey, now it's in your head. This time it's going to be different, though. This Bills team, this is a Super Bowl champ. Oh, and it's the Vikings. We talked about a trade with Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson kind of earlier. We've traded with them in this video. And now we have to see him again in the Super Bowl. Let me see some amazing dev trait increases, please. I don't even know who would get one. Josh Allen, I thought, could have, but he didn't. What about defensively? Well, Lance Sharpton went up to star. So there's that. Bobby Klein, we knew, already had superstar dev. So that's awesome. Mike Ward never went up. He had a good year, too. But this is a dominant front 7. It isn't even a front 7. It's a front 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with Ebenezer. Like, our front is so amazing. But the Vikings have a home game in the Super Bowl. They're playing in Minneapolis. See if we can beat them anyway. US Bank Stadium now belongs to the Buffalo Bills. Up 7-0 early, but the Vikings tie it before the half. We make it 10-7, though. Still some time, 17-7 before the half. Now in the 3rd quarter, the Vikings get on the board again. 24-10, though, Buffalo. Vikings not giving up yet. It's 24-17. I'm jumping in on offense. It's 3rd and 5. We have Deontay Johnson. We have Stephon Diggs. 2 great route runners. And that is a really bad throw. I think I kind of ran into pressure there, though. 56-yard field goal. Do we have the leg? We're going to give it a shot. I thought the kick meter would be so much faster. It doesn't seem to matter anyway because he drills it. This is all Madden. Does the game style change the speed of the kick meter? I don't know. That's weird. Felt slow as hell. But I mean, it's certainly all Madden. That's my default setting. Yeah, it's all Madden. Why was it so slow? It's got to be arcade. As that's going to be open? Man, he just dropped that in the bucket. Green did to Adam Thielen. They're down by 10, though. They need to score now. There's really not enough time left. They still have 3 timeouts, though, so... I mean, technically, they're definitely still in this, but it's unlikely. Cornerback's not doing a whole lot to contain these receivers so far. But we're giving them free yardage. Ball's loose. Tremaine Edmunds, monster hit on Dalvin Cook, and Bobby Klein again with a big play with a recovery. Holding, we're going to decline that and take over and win ourselves a Super Bowl. Oh, Deontay Johnson absolutely torched, and he can't catch it. How does Josh Allen, of all guys, over or underthrow a receiver? Or, no, underthrow. I was right. Why did I pass it on 1st down? I wanted to end it right then and there. And we get stopped. Like, you just got to take a chance and hope for the best. You need a miracle at this point. And, I mean, crazier things have happened to the Vikings. But this is too much. How did he torch? It's a nice overthrow. That's crazy. They have a touchdown. That's so crazy. I don't know where the help is at all. Micah Hyde lined up in the weirdest spot I've ever seen. They gave him the touchdown. Like, where he ran over to the complete other side of the field. We could actually be playing in overtime here. That is unbelievable. We recovered the onside kick. It's all good. The Bills are finally Super Bowl champions, and look who watches it happen. Sean McDermott. Yes, what a nice end to the video. Weird end. Well, I mean, we'll do one more season, try and repeat. We got a squad here. But yeah. Buffalo Bills finally Super Bowl champions. Josh Allen wins it, but it's really built by our monster defense. It isn't even just a front 7 anymore, because with Micah Hyde, with our superstar strong safety rookie in Bobby Klein, with our cornerbacks in Tre'Davious White and the rookie, Mike Ward, we have a unit. Player of the game is Stephon Diggs, who went crazy. 7 catches for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. I bet the Vikings wish they had that in this game. Oh, man. There are a lot of great storylines in this rebuild. It's a great one. Devin Singletary, Josh Allen, and Stephon Diggs in Minneapolis after beating the Vikings is going to help hoist the Lombardi along with Tremaine Edmunds, Josh Allen, Devin Singletary. But yeah, let's try to do it. One more season, try to repeat, and win as Super Bowl champions yet again. Okay, so Stephon Diggs is a free agent. Do I really want to make the same mistake the Vikings did, which is not valuing him? And I get it. Oh, he actually wanted to not play for the Vikings anymore. He was a big distraction. All right, it's the storyline. Give it up. Stephon Diggs is going to be really tough to retain, and I'll tell you why. Because Josh Allen's contract continues to get more and more expensive every year, and it's hindering the rest of the team a lot. I need to try and find whatever space I can. Okay, so we can franchise tag Stephon Diggs and keep him in Buffalo. Has to happen. We're going to lose on Weno. We just don't have the money to re-sign him. Josh Allen's contract is so big, but it is what it is. One final draft, one final chance to repeat. We have some amazing picks again. Man, I did a great job of setting us up for the future, except for having no money. So, take that for what it is, I guess. Yes, amazing interior offensive lineman. If you want to draft an interior offensive lineman, it has to be a center. The tackles are never good. Those are not interior offensive linemen, but you get what I'm saying. Like, the guards are never good. It's only the centers who are ever good. There's no balancing. Man, the value down the board in this class is actually amazing. So it almost doesn't matter that we have 2 top 5 picks because we don't even necessarily need them. Cardinals go Keelan Floyd, 78 overall. And here we are at 3 and 5. There's no reason to trade down at this point. So I might as well just reach DeMarcus Kitchens. Might be a good Matt Milano replacement. We're going to draft him. 76 overall, ranked number 7. Took him at 3. Only normal dev. A little slow. Doesn't really do the whole covering thing. But power and finesse moves is pretty good for a run stopper. I mean, he's decent, but not that great. I'm actually going to take a center at number 5. It's the last year. I'm just doing it. 75 overall. Star better development for Dexter Whalen. He's the younger brother of Griff and built a whole lot bigger. 6'4", 318. Star better development. Looks really, really good. Big upgrade on the O-line. And I actually might have to trade up. Man, our negative cap room because of Stephon Diggs is not in a great spot. And then trading a 2 and a 3 this year. A 2 next year to move up to number 6 in the second round. And we're going to simulate 32 picks down the board. And probably take an offensive lineman. But does it have to be? DeMarcus Lincoln, mid-first. Jonathan Richards, mid-first. We'll take him. Ryan Halen, 76 overall. Normal development, number 5 in the class. Took him at 38. Really well-rounded. Really good. All right, so CPU handled the rest. And this is our team. 89 overall. Just got to make sure everybody's in the right spot. So Waylon will be our starting left guard. So Javier Thurston would be so good in another rebuild. Yeah, it kind of sucks that we have so many good players that he's really just not going to play a whole lot. But what are you going to do? I mean, we have a great team. I'd rather have a great team than a bad team. I guess Thurston can be the backup rush D tackle. And then Ed Oliver, we got McGill out here. I guess we'll just leave it like this, man. I mean, Oliver was so good last year. But also, Cordell McGill has 95 finesse moves. I can't pass that up. He'll play. Shaquille Forsett has 95 finesse moves. I mean, Lance Sharpton's probably going to be somewhat similar. 86, so not even close, actually. But, yeah, I mean, this team is actually amazing. One of the better ones I built. We'll try to repeat. Let's get it done. Mid-season mark. We just came off a loss. We are 4 and 4. Not doing nearly as well as I would want. But, I mean, oftentimes it works out like so. We got a really, really good team. Probably shouldn't be 4 and 4. Waylon has star dev. Not really a shock there. And then defensively, should we make a change? I almost think that Grady Jarrett... Nah, it can't be Grady Jarrett, man. He just doesn't have the finesse moves. I don't know. I just know that matters so much. I don't think I'm looking too much into that. Maybe Ed Oliver should play. How many sacks does he have right now? 2.5. It's not a ton. I mean, he's not really playing that much. I don't know. Hopefully we make the playoffs anyway. It's not looking great. Like, we're on track to maybe make the playoffs in a competitive AFC East, but it certainly is no guarantee. Be quite the Super Bowl slump. But we do actually make the playoffs. 11 and 5. Got our stuff together. Won the division really easily. 4th best offense. Josh Allen may have won MVP, by the way. 5th best defense. This defense is amazing. Allen went off. 4,700 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 8 picks rushing. Devin Singletary was quite good. Eric Parks, 12 touchdowns receiving. Stephon Diggs, 1622 yards and 18 touchdowns on 101 catches. Deontay Johnson was awesome. John Stover played well. Dawson Knox as a tight end put up great numbers. Straight 7s pretty much. Matt Milano led the team in tackles at 14 tackles for loss. Led the team. Quarterback sacks. None individually great efforts, or no individually great efforts, but 8.5 sacks for Grady Jarrett. 8 for Cordell McGill. 5.5 Edmunds. 5 Ed Oliver. Only 4.5 for Forsett. 3 for Javier Thurston. 2 Matt Milano. Lance Sharpton had half a sack. Interceptions 5 for Bobby Klein. He's a beast. He's a straight beast out here. What a player. I mean, this defense is amazing. Probably the best one I've ever built. Josh Allen can't quite win MVP. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen finishes at 2 again to him. Defensive Player of the Year is Kaiser White. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Joe Ingram. We got Michael Winslow, Matt Buckhalter in there. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Willie Sapp. No Bills. But one final playoff run. Can we beat the Browns to start it off? Yes, 42-28. And now the 14-2 Ravens stand in our way. And look at Dontrell Bonds up to a 78. He doesn't even play. One game away from the conference championship. And unfortunately, it is not to be. Can't repeat as Super Bowl champions, but this is your final team. 92 overall, 93 offense, 92 defense. Josh Allen goes up to Superstar X Factor. So good for him. He was amazing. I think that's really well deserved. We've got Colin Kaepernick, because why not, I guess. And then defensively, didn't see anyone go up in dev trait, but I mean, so many good players all over the field. This, it has to be the best defense I've built. I mean, it's real close. So many amazing players, amazing team. This was a fun one. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. Even look at McGill up to a 92. Wild. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's free, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
I hit it at the park, Ben Bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah. Promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. I'ma turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.